Hey everyone, it's Nate Wright at Refined Lending. I hope everyone's well and safe. When posting videos, it's really complicated in some points where you really don't want to step on any toes, and there can be in-comment wars and stuff like that, but that's not what this video is about. It's about sticking with what I know and trying to help and assist those family members that may need just some advice in the mortgage world. Obviously, I'm starting off again. This is just Nate Wright, owner of Refined Lending, and I'm not a doctor. I'm not a financial advisor. Those guys are way smarter than I am, right? Obviously doctors have plenty on their plate right now, and they've also had plenty more years of school than I ever did. But I just want to touch base with a couple things, and just trying to make sure that if you do have those type of questions, that I can always assist. And on the financial planning side, I have great referral sources. I can help. I know enough to be dangerous, right? And so when it comes to home investing and creating wealth and assisting families, I love it. I really do. I cherish those moments with all of our clients. I have been getting a lot of calls lately from real estate agents, loan officers, and just other people in our market, title companies, and what are we doing differently? And in this lockdown, this stay-at-home COVID-19 situation, and the way I look at it is news sells fear, right? And with fear, they sell some fear here and optimism here. And it really comes down to where a lot of misinformation is out there in the market. However, you have to trust the person delivering the message, right? Depending on what company they work for. In the housing industry, a lot of different companies post different things based on what they're comfortable with, their guidelines, their overlays, their capabilities. And it really comes down, there is a lot of differences between different mortgage companies and different companies out there that are just actively trying to build their portfolio, and others are trying to just hang on to what they have, right? And this isn't anything about there isn't companies going out of business, there isn't any of that fear right now, so just that's not what this is about. But what I'd like to talk about is, what is Refined Lending doing differently during this time of stay at home, the COVID-19. And we've been built properly. We started our company in February 28th, 2018, and since that time we have been able to work remotely, and have an online presence where it provides to the community in the state of Minnesota and in multiple states we're licensed in. So the top questions I'd like to get to is what makes us different? And it really starts with, the application. It's hands-free. So you can go online in the comforts of your own home, apply online, we receive your application. It takes us just a few days to complete the full picture for you. And in this market, that's very important that we have communication. I really do have to stress, though, that an application is the starting point. And unfortunately, if it's just an email or a quote, it's going to be challenging for any of us with the capacity levels that we have that we can get back to you in a timely manner. But if we have a full application, we have a software system that provides us with the information to give to you at a timely manner. And as a whole, in the United States, last year we almost hit a record at $2 trillion in mortgages as a whole, as a country. In the last 3 weeks alone, we have locked over $1 trillion in business. Well, maybe 4 weeks, $1 trillion. It's just how much volume is going through our processing centers, appraisers, title companies, and underwriters. So with this magnitude of volume, we have to say grace. Like, give everyone a little bit of grace during this process, because it comes down to everyone's at capacity, working overtime, longer hours. We want to make sure that the quality of your transaction is reflected with our brand as Refined Lending. And with that being said, so What else are we doing differently? So we are allowing about 50% of our orders right now, our applications, when we take them in, are receiving property inspection waivers. So that means no appraisal. That helps speed up the process, saves you money, saves you time, it allows you to stay within your house, right? We do have the need at times, if you're removing equity or pulling equity out of your house, cash out refinances, that we do need to have a proper inspection. We do have a process set up, and it's on our website if anyone ever wants to go to it and look at how those appraisal processes are put into place. We have a very, very strict policy with those. When it comes also to our turn times on our purchases. So a lot of companies that you'll find out there are offering great rates. However, the execution to close may be anywhere between 60, 90, or 120 days. That doesn't really work for a purchase transaction. You need to have that 30-day timeline. At Refine Lending, we're putting purchases ahead of refinances to make sure that we are within that 30 to 45-day range, depending on the loan product. We are still, some companies are not offering government loans. We are still offering FHA, VA, and USDA loans down to a 620 credit score. So you have to remember, Refine Lending is we're a mortgage bank. We are built from a depository lending platform. So we can make our own guidelines. We can portfolio loans, keep them in-house, and make sure that we have the ability to lend where others may not. Okay, so just because there's turmoil in this market, in our environment, and some programs are being halted by other companies, doesn't mean they're going away forever from those companies. They will return. It's just not right now. Certain capacity levels are met, and they just don't have the ability to lend. Currently, we still do, and we're healthy. We're very, very, our capital's there. We have a lot of liquidity. When it comes down to closing, we do have the ability to come to your house, provide those closing documents at arm's length and drop them off at your doorstep and go through them with you with FaceTime. So you are in your own environment and you feel safe and confident of what you're signing. So you still have a closer at your house. The ability for you to come to us is still there at our title companies. So you'd have to make sure that we set up a time appropriate for that. It's all case by case, but we're here to adapt and make sure that you feel comfortable. We're definitely able to provide you with a true hands-free mortgage. So you can always fill out the application online, request a rate quote, and what that means for you is interest rates right now. A lot of companies are not offering what the actual interest rates are on the market today because they're afraid of what is called a sell-off. The bigger banks have a portfolio of loans, and what that means is that if they offer that low interest rate, that whole portfolio will adjust, will refinance. And that's not good because they only have so much capacity. So they're gonna hold their interest rates just a tad higher and reduce it when the volume within their processing centers can take additional volumes. So what we're doing, since we are a servicer as well, we're 2 years old, we don't have nearly the portfolio that some of these other companies do. So what we can do is keep our interest rates low. And to be honest, I've locked quite a few 15-year terms, 10-year terms, a few 20s that start in the 2s. So it's a very, very contagious time right now to refinance because the interest rates are so low, and what you're doing is planning for your future. Today might not sound all that great when you look at the news, and again, news sells fear, but right now you have to think about your future, you have to think about your family and your mortgage payments to make sure everything's affordable, right? And one of those things when it comes to home affordability is we carry many different down payment assistance programs, and we have not discontinued those. And some companies have put a freeze on down payment assistance. We have not. So we're still focusing on purchase first type of attitudes, working with real estate agents. And right now, I do have to say hats off to the real estate agents out there, because without them right now, if I was to sell a house, or buy a house, I would not want to do this on my own. Not right now. That might not be the time, because they might not, if you're a for sale by owner type of situation, you might not have the capacity to view these other properties. You might be missing out on the market. So please contact a real estate agent. I may know a couple as well. But yeah, it's something that you need one right now for sure. With that being said, we are different than a lot of different banks out there, a lot of different lenders. Being a mortgage bank and having our own portfolio, it does help us survive in this industry. It does help us with jumbo loans, down payment assistance, selling to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the conventional loan programs. We haven't changed a beat, and it's something that I'm very proud of our platform. I'm very proud of our culture. I'm proud of our employees that are working remotely and putting in the amount of hours it's taking to keep up with demand right now. Hats off to everybody. And for any of you that are going through a hardship, you can always reach out to me directly, my staff, if you need anything or just need someone to talk to you for sure. We're here in the community to assist. Feel free to reach out. Once again, it's Nate, Refine Lending. Here's the website if you're ready to fill out an application. There's quite a few mortgage bankers that are looking to help you, and they're some of the best.